Hello and welcome back to another Actor Bloke. Now today we're going to do something quintessentially British, you know. We're going to cook some scones. Being it's a Sunday, we can have scones any day of the week, but Sunday's a good day for scones, isn't it? Scones, what do they call them in American? Biscuits, yeah. Now you can say scones or scones, depending on what part of the country, UK, you come from, you see. Scones normally is the posher end of the UK. Scones is, I don't know, but it's scone, S-C-O-N-E-S, if you want to look it up. Right, it's a dead easy recipe this, you can't go wrong, you cannot go wrong. You can make those scones sweet ones, like with jam, honey and cream and all that business, or cheese ones, right, spicy ones, or you could even put meat in it, you know. But today we're going to do the sweet ones. I think they're more popular than the cheese ones, I don't know. Right, so we're going to need some flour, ordinary white flour, right? Now we're going to use, I haven't got any self-raising today, but you can use 225 grams of self-raising, right, in there. Now if you haven't got self-raising, you need an additional 2 teaspoons of baking powder, right? So what we're going to do, right, today for example, I've got 225 grams of ordinary plain flour. I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder and 40 grams of margarine, right? Good quality margarine, not rubbish. But if you had self-raising, use 225 grams of self-raising, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 40 grams. You got me? Of margarine, good quality margarine. I'm going to put a pinch of salt. So this is going to go, this lot is going to go in a big bowl, right? Now that goes in there with the baking powder, like that, wallop. Now you're going to put a little bit of salt in. How much salt you put in? Right, look, a little bit like that. And you're going to need some milk. Because what we want to do is we want to mix this up. Now this mixture will make about, I don't know, 8 little scones, I suppose.
Depends how thick you want them.
Yeah, it depends how thick. I mean, you've got to roll it out, don't forget. So you don't want to make them too thin. But on the other hand, you don't want to make them like jumbo. Well, you could make them jumbo, but there's an optimum size. You want to make them about that big. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, right? Anyway, so you can hold a bowl with one hand, you do the mixing with the other.
You're putting salt in even though they're sweet.
Yeah.
You're going to fill them with something, is it?
Yeah, because it kind of like it brings out the flavour of. It adds to the recipe, doesn't detract, you know.
If you don't have any margarine, could you add butter instead?
Yeah, of course you could add butter, yeah. But you can say good quality, not much ingredients in here, is it? So you want some, put some sieved flour in there is better. I just bunged it in, but sieved flour, good quality margarine, and some of the old, some salt, that's good, you know. Or use butter. You could use salted butter, ordinary butter, butter without salt, you know, it doesn't make much difference. Only scone connoisseurs would probably be able to tell the difference, but you know, nobody's got time for that. Life is too short. So, right, this is kind of like a biscuity crumb like this. Look, see? Looks like crushed biscuits a bit, doesn't it? So what we're going to do, once we mix it up, because my hand's aching at the moment, I could use a machine, but I'm only making a small quantity of this stuff, so there's no point. Makes more work for yourself. Tip a little bit of milk in there. Just what you want is kind of like a dough that you can. How can I put it? Roll. Yeah, roll. That's it. Yeah, roll. I was going to say press out, but roll. So you want a dough that you can roll. Use a little bit of. How much milk? I don't know. A quarter of a cup or something. You'd probably end up doing.
Depends on the flours what they use, isn't it?
Yeah. The flour, certain flours absorb more. I mean, baking really. I don't do a great deal of baking. But it's more of a science. You know, my style really is just bung it in. Not hope for the best, but you bung it in and it all works out pretty good. Only because I've had experience about bunging it in. But certainly with baking, you know, you've got to follow. It's like a chemical formula, you know. It's not going to work unless if you take shortcuts and put a little bit too much of this in or that. But with my recipes, if I say something is important, a weight or an ingredient quantity is important, and you got to follow it. The rest of the time you don't need to. Right, that's a bit too firm. So we're going to put a little bit more milk in there. It's getting on the edge of it being pretty good. Now, give that a whiz round. Right. That's probably a bit too much milk in there, but put a little, just shake a little bit of flour in it. If it gets a little bit too wet like that, just bung a little bit of flour in like that, just a little bit. Take up the wetness, and you'll see it returns to something you can do with. Right, that's what it's got to look like that, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to roll this out now. Now you could do it just on the surface, or you could put a baking sheet paper down like I've done, you know. So we're going to put a little bit of flour on there, like that. You don't need to. Well, you say, well, why am I putting this? Because baking powder, baking sheet will only works if it's hot. It stops. It doesn't stop anything that's cold sticking to it. You get me? So right, that goes. So like that. What we're going to do is we're going to roll this out. Now this thing's sticky, so we're going to stop it getting sticking to the roller too much. We're going to give it a roll and do this. Now, the good thing about this paper is that you can move it around easily, turn it like that. You know, it's more of a like if you had a worktop that is rotational, revolving. That's what I meant to say. Look, how long is that taking? Not long at all. Right, that's about what we need. So the pastry's not that thick, is it?
No, it's about what, 1 centimetre thick?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, give it a go, you know, just to try a little bit of flour, a little bit of margarine like I've done, and give it a go. Right, press some of these out. We need a thingy bob like that with some paper on it, or grease-proof, or greased thing, like that. And we'll cut the camera and do this. We'll come back when all these are done. Right, we've pressed out a few shapes there with a pastry cutter. Now with this one, we're just going to mix it up again. Right, mix it up again, and then do another roll with it. Another roll with it. See what we got. You should be able to feel the elasticity underneath your rubbing pin with this stuff. Now, let me go. Let's do this. One. I've been told to keep this looking pretty. In other words, no irregular shapes.
I like pretty.
Yeah, but you know, not so bad. As long as it tastes good, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you want to make these for like.
You're not making them. You're not making them for some
Yeah,
distinguished guests. It's just for the
you
family.
might want to. You might want to make them for tea, for a birthday party or something like that.
Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a bit more than 8, that one.
Yeah, a bit more than 8.
Small, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's kind of 8. Well, not really, because you've got 8. It's got to have 2 halves, isn't it? Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
Oh, you're not going to cut
12.
them off?
No, well, no, you can. It depends on how thick you make them. You know, you can just put one on top of the other, or you can cut them in half. It's up to you.
Oh.
You know, if they're too small, I mean, traditionally you're supposed to cut them in half, but there's no rule book, you know, that says, oh, no, you've got to cut them in half. No, not at all. Oh, well, that'll have to be the misshapen one there, ladies and gentlemen. Look.
That's the dodgy one.
That's the dodgy one. The vicar won't see this one.
That one will be chef's privilege.
Yeah, that one will be chef's privilege. Right. Okay. So, here we go. Now, all we've got to do now, right, is get rid of this first. So, look how clean up, easy clean up, isn't it? Look. See, easy clean up. Use a bit of paper. So, whilst we're doing this, get the oven on going on 225 centigrade. I don't know what that is in all money. Quite hot, isn't it? Really. 225. So we're going to give these a little bit of a wash now. No, yeah, a wash, not a wash in the bath. So you're going to put some milk on there. You could use, you don't have to put milk or egg on it, but you could use milk. Well, I'm using milk today because I can't be bothered to do an egg. So you could use an egg wash. Well, it depends on what you want, really. So we're going to do all these. Got to get the oven preheated. No problem putting these in. You used to go wallop like that. You see, they got to go wallop. And if you don't put the oven on high enough, it's not preheated. You ain't going to get no wallop. So there we go. Right. So bit of egg wash on there. Egg wash? No. What am I talking about? Milk. Right, they're ready to go in. Now, if you just bring up the thing, please, camera person. Now, you can make these savoury. Just quickly, you make them savoury, cheese ones. You know, I was mixing it in the bowl with all the ingredients in there. I was mixing it. Then you put the grated cheese in. Now, my suggestion is you put in a strong grated cheese, because if you use a grated cheese that is mild, you're not going to taste it. People are going to say, really? I can't taste the cheese. So use a strong, hard, like hard cheddar or hard Edam, mature Edam or something. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to taste it. It's not going to taste savoury. Anyway, I'm going to let this oven heat up a little bit more. I'm going to bung him in for, right, so it's 225 centigrade for about 10 minutes, maybe 9, 8 minutes. All ovens are different, aren't they? So if you've got a glass door, keep an eye on it. They should become biscuity, biscuity brown in colour, and they're done. They should rise a little bit and it'll be perfect. So I'll see you in a bit. Hello, we're back. It's been exactly 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
That's good.
On 220, right? 220 centigrade. So let's have a look at these beauties. Ooh. Here they are. Here they are. Scones or biscuits, as they call them.
And that one doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, it looks like a kind of like prehistoric foot. Isn't it? Like an animal track thing.
Prehistoric foot.
I mean, I try to, you know, folks, I try to sort of do something a bit like make it kind of more Halloweeny, but I was given it like this. Don't do it like that.
Well, that one is very Halloweeny.
That one looks kind of Halloweeny.
Yeah, that looks like
But
a
you
block.
could decorate these with like licorice, or if they were savoury ones, you could put like little black olives or something, make them into faces, or you know,
like googly eyes and those eyes.
You could put some what do you call it? Pesto, green pesto and stuff, and make them look like slime. And anyway, I was told this was the reaction.
No, because we want to eat them now with jam and stuff.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens if you make them a bit thicker, roll them a bit thicker, and this is what happens if you do them ultra thin. The style is up to you. Now, what I'll do is to cut one of these in half. Now, if you gobble these right now, you burn your mouth. So I'm going to try and do this without burning my mouth. Move over to there, please. So let's do this. Hot. So there we go. Now, that's that one. That's the thick one, if you like, and that's the thin one. Okay.
Oh, a bit of butter in there.
Now I haven't got. I was going to get. I haven't got any cream that's defrosted, so I've got this fromage blanc, which I'll just use to illustrate what cream would look like. So traditionally, what you'd have is some thick Devon cream or something.
Clotted cream.
Clotted cream, yeah, and some or jam with it. So we're going to do that, right? So we're going to put a blob of jam on there. Then we're going to go in with a blob. Pretend this is a clotted cream, because I haven't got any, right? And then we're going to go like that. Now these are quite small scones, as you can see, but you get the idea, right? Because that's going to taste fantastic. Have we got a tester here?
Yeah, me.
You? Yeah, but you can't take it and.
I'll pause. Don't worry.
And no, have we got another tester, a smaller tester?
Yeah, of course. Right, we're going to do a taste tester.
We've got a taste tester here. She's going to have this this scone here. Do you think it's any good, Connie?
Very good.
It's good?
Say something for me.
There we go. Anyway, so that's it will taste I think better with some clotted cream or some sort of thick cream. Anyway, well, you could use fromage blanc, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to use a savoury one, you could put some like cheese and stuff in there if you wanted. The other thing is these really are quite thin, you know, they're not.
Yeah, but you don't want a massive thing.
You don't.
That's too big.
Yeah,
it's too big like that.
Yeah.
That's perfect though. That's perfect.
That's perfect. That's soft in there. It's not biscuity at all. Well, even though they're called biscuits.
Yeah.
But I think those are great because
once you fill them, that's too big to put in your mouth. You can't eat it. Like it doesn't look very dainty to eat. It's too big.
Oh.
That is the perfect size, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because once they're filled, you kind of want to just.
Now you might want them to be a little bit less brown than that, but just put them in for a couple of minutes less, you know. But there you go. They're not my best scones I've ever done, but you know I thought I'd.
I think they're fabulous.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the taste. It tastes superb. And you see now I can't have those. You see, if it was gluten-free flour, I'd do it. But I'm dying to try and munch one of those, but I know that it will.
Not for me.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got some more cooking here. I've got quick tips. Let me see up here. I've got DIYs down here. If you want to subscribe to me, it's down there. So until next time.